Hello, this is Eazytarget, and I'm going to show you my mods for my Kingkong 90 GT. Added DVR, upgraded receiver, upgraded VTX. Alright, I'm finally ready to review my Kingkong 90 GT. As you see here, it's not as a normal 90 GT, but I've done some modifications so I can record while I'm flying. My original motors actually went out. I thought these were the same as the original ones, or the same power at least. So I bought them. Came with these set of props back here. I broke the front ones already, but I thought they were the same. But they're a little bit underpowered, especially with all this gear on there. If I take it off, it may be a little bit better. But I have upgraded with a FSA8S mini receiver from FlySky, so I can connect to my remote or my radio. If you can see up in there, I also upgraded to the Eachine VTX03. The original one that came with here was continuously breaking up. With this one, I'm able to get a way better signal and actually see what I'm doing while I'm flying. Being new, that is extremely important because I kept losing signal, then crashing immediately after that because I didn't know what to do. I am a pretty beginner pilot right now, but this setup is doing pretty well for me. I put this little top plate on there so my DVR could stay on there, so all that stuff's adding weight. But I can fly it, and I can see, and I can record my flights. It's just, if it's a little windy out there, it's a little underpowered right now. This thing was doing pretty good with the original motors, but right now it's just doing, it's not so good. Just you can fly around. That wind just really kills it though. The camera, I had to glue up in there because the camera comes out. On my first crash, it came out. It didn't stick back in there, so I had to hot glue it up in there. So I strongly suggest doing that for yours if you have one. Hot glue that sucker in there. Make sure the props don't hit. I'm very close on some of this stuff right here. Look at that. I got even a piece of grass or whatever in there. But make sure these props don't hit. You got to be very cautious of that. The glue on the sides will obviously come out. You may hit that. I did that a couple times. The connectors on here I had a hot glue because they kept popping out on my crashes. I did that inside here as well. If you can see in there, I don't know if it's going to focus, but up in there I got some hot glue. I had to solder the wires for the DVR to the power, the 5-volt power that's here for the VTX. This is a battery that I got. I think it may be a little bit underpowered battery. I have a couple more coming in, but they're just taking forever. This is just a Venom 430 30C. I have some 35Cs, and I think maybe a 40C coming. I don't know how much bigger they're going to be, but if it's much more weight than these, then it's just going to counterproductive there because it's just going to add more weight, and then the extra power I do get from them I'm going to lose because of the weight. And these only last about 3 to 4 minutes with all this gear on here. Before I added all this stuff, I was getting about 5 minutes out of my flights. Now I'm just getting about 3 to 4 minutes, so it did cut it down pretty good amount. But I really wanted to record my video off of here versus recording off of the headset and getting all that interference that you see while you're flying. With this right here, it records like a 720 quality with no breakups. It's just good, constant video feed with no breakups. So I really do recommend this as your first time flyer. The props do break off a lot, so you do have to buy some new props. If you want props, just get the cheapest ones you can get because they're going to break, especially if you're new and you're crashing all the time like I was. They just, right here, it's about to come off because it's already cracked and bent. These things just shatter. Anything that they hit, they just shatter and break apart. I've been doing a little bit better with it with the better flying that I've been doing. But definitely stock up on these props. I've broken over 15 of them. There's probably 15 sets of them that I've broken. So definitely stock up on those guys. Without this DVR on there, and if these were the original motors, this thing rocks and flies around like a champ. So I may end up taking this off just so I can fly it around and have fun with it with these motors on there, or I need to probably upgrade these motors and get some better ones. So I don't recommend these ones if you are replacing your 90 GT motors. These ones are Maker Fire D1104. So stay away from those ones. Try to just get the stock ones if you can. This wire right here, I had to reroute. It's come off a few times, so you can see that there's a hot glue on there. I had to reroute it straight down before it came on the outside right here. So I just had to come straight down so it wasn't wrapping around. The connector right here kept breaking and the wire would come off and I'd get no power to my quad. What else? Oh, originally you get your receiver down here. I moved it up there. A lot of people have been moving it up on the top. But other than that, I think that's it. 90 GT mods, upgrades, original flying. It's a great machine. It's just not as first time flyer friendly as I would have liked it. But it is very good. It's a lot more work to get into the hobby than you think it is. So keep that in mind whenever you're buying this for your first drone. There's a little bit of work that's going to go into it. If you don't know how to solder, you better learn how to solder, because soldering is something with these hobby grade drones. If you don't want to solder, there's plenty of other drones out there that you can get that are more toy grade, and you won't have to tinker around with as much. But thank you for watching. This has been Eazytarget, and I'm out.